And welcome to the second episode of DoubleCast. I'm your host, Cody Castona, and with me is...
Heath Eisen.
All right, this week we have some upcoming releases. Skyrim is coming out, and nobody has review copies this week.
No, it just happens to be that Bethesda doesn't want to hand out copies until one day before the release of the games.
So this has been sort of controversial throughout the industry. More lately... people have been saying, don't pre-order games, wait for reviews. And time again, that statement has become more and more true. Then we see games like Doom, where they don't have they have a multiplayer component, therefore they don't want people playing the game and not reviewing that component, which, okay, that's...
They had the beta, though, but that was just for the multiplayer. They didn't have the campaign in it, so people didn't know what they were going to get on that until it came out.
But if people reviewed the beta of Destiny, they would tell you that it would be one of the best experience they've had on the PlayStation 4 at the time.
Really?
Then they realized that, oh God, they played like more than a fourth of the game already, and there's only 10 more levels to go.
Is that how long?
Yeah.
The beta went that far?
The beta was 10 levels and the full Earth campaign.
Oh my God.
Then you had the last day was like the Moon campaign, and you could play Moon, like the first mission on Moon, and everybody's freaking out. Oh God, it's a new not planet, but it's a new
land. New
land mass that you can go to. And then it's like, okay, it gets shut down in like a couple hours after it launches because it wants to be the most hidden thing, and you get like a little icon that shows like a little rabbit or something to moon bunnies. I don't know on your actual game like profile icon that you can choose, because you were one of the few that were able to do it during the beta, and then you realize that you play the game and it's like, oh God, there's not that much left of this game.
You get to it and then you're just like, just 3/4, a little shorter than you expect.
Grind some more.
Yeah, it's all.
That was the glory days of the Luke Cave, so it was kind of okay. But
if I could have ever played it on the PC, I probably would have gave it a try.
Destiny 2 is coming to PC.
Really? When does that release?
Next year. Maybe.
So far.
Maybe.
So far. I don't know if I'll get it. Grind games are starting to wear on me.
Everything is becoming a grind game.
Yeah.
Everything wants you to pay for the microtransaction.
Survival games are getting popular. They're like booming pretty much right now, especially in indie games.
Okay, but yeah, those were. If we could review a beta, that'd be great. But games that are in beta usually are multiplayer games, and games like Skyrim. Well, we've already played the game. That you could practically call that not really beta, but you could call that already a pre-release. Yeah. We already know what Skyrim's going to offer. Graphical enhancements are going to be there. Might be some bug squishes, but
Easter eggs maybe.
You get all the DLC, but that's already been reviewed extensively.
And it's only coming out for the PS4 and Xbox, not PC.
No, there's a PC version. Yeah, I have it already pre-downloaded on Steam.
Is it free transfer just like BioShock?
You have to have the DLC on the PC version to get it for free.
I think I have the Legendary edition. Does that count?
There were some deals that you can get the whole thing for $10 that some people were trying to get rid of on like some not Steam sites. The
G2A?
Probably one of those.
Yeah,
I can't remember which one. So long as you do it from the ones that are legal and aren't going to scam you and ruin your Steam account.
Have you never used G2A to buy those?
I'm always hesitant now that all those things came out about all of them using like, fake codes and illegally obtained ones. So I'm not too sure if I want. I have to relook at the list every time just to make sure is this one sketch or not.
I have to be careful now.
This one using Russian codes that somehow are just going to ruin my account.
Okay, cool. I'll have to look into getting that downloaded because I think I have Legendary, so that has all the DLC.
Yeah, then if you have all the DLC, it'll just say you have go to Steam. Like on your Steam, just search in the store for special edition, and it'll say pre-download or download depending on when you actually look for this.
Awesome.
But that comes out tomorrow or today if you're listening on our upload day, which is every Friday. We record on Thursdays, and so this whole debate is just coming down to just people aren't able to play games like Dishonored 2 or any Bethesda game that is going to come out from now on. They can play it the day before release, but games like Skyrim, games like
I feel like the problem with Dishonored is they give people, the early copies one day before, but also if you pre-order it, you can play it a day early. So if you pre-order, you get to play a day early. So it's basically anyone can review at the same time. So it's like you don't get really a good idea unless someone throws it out there the day it happens, but then you're not going to have the chance to experience it all and get a good quality review out of it to get the pros and cons. At least I think that's how it's going to go.
It's almost like they're trying to have some parity with the reviewers and those who are enthusiastic about the game that they just don't care, which I think a lot of people are trying to highlight from this. My issue is it's a Bethesda game, and I have not seen, maybe except for Doom. They published Doom.
Yeah, they did. They're working on Doom VR and Fallout 4 VR.
Yes. So maybe since Doom, or before Doom, kind of Elder Scrolls Online, they really haven't had a good track record of releasing on consoles, especially. Fallout 4 was pretty buggy on launch.
Oh, yeah.
Needed day one patches. You're always going to need those day one patches, and I don't know if...
It's just how significant...
Does day zero or day before launch qualify as day one patch anymore? I mean, yes, obviously they can put it into the server whenever they have that available, and Sony and Microsoft approve of that, as well as Steam or Valve. But will there actually be enough bug reports by early press, which essentially reported those bugs in my mind?
How many beta testers do you think they have, just to see how many bugs are?
It doesn't even matter at this point with the way that games are launching. It doesn't matter how many testers you've got in house.
They just wait for the bug report, and then they're like, "Oh, hey, we should probably take care of that." If it's game critical errors,
or the early adopters become the bug testers, and that's what a lot of companies are going to, because these games are big. Go find a bug in Skyrim. It's not hard. Go.
You start the game, and your carriage is just flying off the trail itself anyway.
Yeah. Or walk up to a mountain, turn around, and start hopping backwards, and you'll just climb that mountain. And nobody cares.
Nope, it's just a thing you do, and then they don't really feel it's necessary to patch.
So I mean, if you're going to knock them for this, in some ways, and I can understand that you have enthusiasts who want to buy this day one, who pre-order their copy for day one, who want to just play the game. If they were going to put that money in,
if you love Dishonored enough and you're like, I love that game, I'm just going to get number 2 and hope it's just as good. Who made Dishonored 1 though? I'm not sure.
Bethesda published it. It's only
published.
I could be wrong. I thought Bethesda published it though, and there was a developer tied to that.
Let's fact check that real quick.
Yeah. What our magical Google. Arcane Studios.
Okay.
So yes, Arcane develops it, and Bethesda publishes it. So yeah, Dishonored ran actually pretty well on consoles and for 360 and Xbox, or 360 and PS3 at the time. But I mean, we've known with their Fallout games that they're not exactly, they don't have the best track record for releases. Even on PC, they're not the greatest.
There's always issues.
You want to wait a good month or two before.
I always wait at least 3 weeks, just to especially to see reviews from people who played a decent amount of it. So especially on Steam, at least when I go on to their store page, I look at who has a bunch of hours and has pros and cons, because otherwise it's just going to be one biased opinion against another.
And then what you also create as a result of this is a lot of anti-consumerism. You want to allow the consumer to know what they're purchasing, and to get as much information as they can. If you're hiding your game from the public's opinion, or at least the press's opinion, that then goes public and becomes the general understanding of the game, you really don't look good in the eyes of the public in that case. You're going to be getting a lot of delayed sales as a result of this. You're going to get people who will say, I already have Skyrim. I will wait because I don't have the time. I don't have that kind of commitment to go back to Skyrim because, A, I don't want a buggy mess, and who knows what is going on with those ports. They could be fine.
Yeah.
But I also, have value the time and money that I put into these games. So if I'm not going to get the full dollar amount, why would I even want to invest any of that?
I mean, I understand with Skyrim Remaster, you don't. I mean, most gamers have all played Skyrim, so you don't really need those early copies, so they can just, the graphics look better. That's pretty much what you're gonna get out of it. At least I think so. And then, but with Dishonored 2, it's gonna be it's obviously gonna be different from the first one. So that if they're not gonna show it off at least like a little bit before launch, like you said, it's gonna be delayed sales, but it could also be a good thing for people who don't are on the edge of pre-orders, because if people like to pre-order or they don't, and if the game's releases and they actually look at the reviews, they can decide if it would have been worth it or not, instead of just going with the hype to grab the game and go.
And then right now, the only thing that is going to grab you is the hype, and I think Bethesda's walking on very, very thin ice if they don't actually show a product that can actually perform at launch or for these early adopters. They got away with it with a Doom, but I don't think lightning is going to strike twice.
No. Doom also had a much bigger hype, though.
Doom also had Doom 3 to beat.
Yeah, true. That was a great game.
Totally. Yeah. But yeah, I wish that they would really reconsider this and understand what kind of message they're telling their customers, but it's kind of becoming a mess. Speaking of messes, though, the mess of a story that is Kingdom Hearts is continuing / being retold. We had some trailers today of Kingdom Hearts. We got to see that my prediction was right. 4 years late, they're bringing Kingdom Hearts.
Was that the last release?
No, but my prediction was 4 years ago.
Okay, I was like, I don't keep up with Kingdom Hearts. I'm like, what?
No. They re-released all of the PlayStation 2 games onto PlayStation 2 and Game Boy games and DS games, and like the cutscenes from the DS games, because you don't want to play those, to PlayStation 3 when the PS4 was just about to come out or already was out. And so they released 1.5, which was Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix, which was the Japanese-only release of Kingdom Hearts.
Ooh.
Brought to, finally localized officially. Like, the game was already running in English in Japan with Japanese subtitles. All they did was take the audio.
Oh.
Because
do they still have wait, do they have lip movements?
Yeah, they have lip.
So it's going to be. Is it going to be bad?
Oh, they did that already.
Okay,
good. That was already cleaned up. The game was made with English in mind. Which is, I mean, when they made Kingdom Hearts for Japan, yes, they had Japanese voice acting and Japanese subtitles. When they made it for America, they made it in English, but they got the original cast members of most of those movies to reprise their roles.
That's Disney, right?
Yes.
So it's I don't keep up with Kingdom Hearts at all. I never really played it. So it's a Japanese game company.
Yes.
And Disney.
Yes. Because Square Enix and Disney of Japan were in the same office.
Oh.
As each other. They shared the same
share
office
an office
complex. I don't remember. They might have moved, but back when this essentially was, oh, you guys are from Disney. Oh, you guys are from Square. And they're kind of seeing each other all the time in the elevator. You guys make those games, right? Yeah. Well, you guys make those movies, right? Yeah. Don't our art styles look similar? No. You want to make a game? Yeah.
It's sad because of how accurate that probably could have been.
Well,
they're just like, hey, we're both doing pretty well. Yeah. Why don't we just mix those somehow? it doesn't matter if they look good.
The story is Sony also really wanted to do this and see this happen.
Yeah.
So Sony pushed for it as well. At least that's what some of the behind the scenes were talking about.
Okay.
I don't know how much was Sony, how much was Square, and how much was Disney. I know that for a while Disney hated Kingdom Hearts.
Really? Why is that?
They would not ban you, but kick you out of Disney parks if you cosplayed as any of the characters.
No way. That's crazy.
There were stories about that. I don't know where that came from. And then suddenly they stared caring about it once it started making lots of money.
Like,
and it's like,
people like this?
Oops.
We like this.
Yeah, so they've had a weird history with this. But basically, they've towards the end of the PlayStation 3, they decided to finally do HD remakes of Kingdom Hearts
on the
1.
PlayStation 3.
The remake on PS2 of the Game Boy Advance release, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, which they call... Now, try to follow me here. It's called Chain of Memories on the Game Boy. The remake is called RE whenever they remake something.
Yeah.
So it's RE Chain of Memories. So... that was put on PlayStation 2. They brought that over a couple of years later to America, and that became part of the collection as part of 1.5. 1.5 referring to you get the first game, you get the middle game, which is Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, which was the Game Boy game, which was between 1 and 2.
And so what was your prediction?
And then, my prediction was, like, they're going to bring these to PS4.
Okay.
Like, you're releasing so late.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
You are at the very tail end, and their reasoning to make this remake for PlayStation 3 was that they noticed that all of the Kingdom Hearts games are on different platforms and they're like, well, you have to buy a PlayStation 2, and then you have to buy a Nintendo Game Boy, and then you have to buy it, have a PlayStation 2 for the proper sequel. What
do you think is going to happen with the Switch? Do you think Kingdom Hearts is going to go on there?
That's a good point. I didn't really think about that. That actually is a really good point, because this Kingdom Hearts gets released at the end of March in America. In Japan, they get it like the beginning of March, I want to say March 9th or something like that in Japan, and then Europe gets it somewhere in between or maybe after America by a few days. And it's a good point because, like,
I'm trying to think.
Like, the Switch comes out in March,
and that's going to be like Nintendo's big thing. They're trying to like get third-party games finally. So I feel like,
why are they making this
for the PS?
Yeah, like,
do you think they would just be like straight to the Switch, like make all the remakes on it?
I mean, they were on Nintendo platforms for some of them. Like, half the games are Nintendo platforms. They would have to do...
How much you want to bet it's going to be the remakes on PS4, and then they're going to be like, hey, new games coming for the Switch.
They only showed 5 games or 6 games in that trailer. They didn't want to show everything.
In the remake?
In the Switch review trailer. So, I mean, they have a lot of games. They have Square on board.
Oh.
I mean, that can mean anything. They're always there. Everyone wants to be in Nintendo's pocket whenever. Because, I mean, when they brought over Dragon Quest recently, Nintendo took like 50% of the localization money, or not the money, the costs to bring that to America. Nintendo just like wrote them a check for half of it.
So we saw the stocks go up when Niantic came out with Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
How much? I mean, we could Google it, but how much do you think? When the Switch was like announced,
it dropped.
It dropped?
It was investors hate the Switch.
What?
Investors hate the Switch.
My God.
That's a good point, though. Or a good talking point to bring up. The Switch actually is not doing as well as we had hoped.
When does it release? Even?
March.
Releases in March. Okay,
Yes.
Same time as the PS4 remakes
and Kingdom Hearts. Yes. So we get switched around that same time frame. I mean, that. Be a pretty interesting release to just suddenly have Square Enix and Disney on board with you right away, and then cancel that Xbox One version of Kingdom Hearts 3 they announced years ago, and just kind of go, hey, but we kind of wanted to try a different console.
This new one
we
looks
saw
really
that.
Good.
I mean, the Unreal Engine is also on the list of supporting platforms for Nintendo Switch, so it works. It could run on it considering that the Switch supports it. Kingdom Hearts 3 is built on Unreal Engine. That's a good possibility.
Was it what with the Switch? What does it play in, quality wise?
So actually, let's just bring that up. So we had some details come up that are rumors as of right now, but right now we have a rumor that is saying that the micro SD card slot can support up to 128 gigabyte cards.
That's a lot of space.
That is not a lot of space.
Yeah, I know.
If you, I'll continue to list the facts and then we'll talk about it. It is 6.2 inches in size for the actual device. I predicted 7 inches, or at least that's what some people were reporting or theorizing. It's 6.2 inches diagonal. I would hope that is maybe probably diagonal.
That's not very.
It's too weird of a number to say this is a 6.2 inch device.
That's not very big, is it?
The screen.
Oh, the screen.
Just the screen is going to be 6.2. Okay. The actual device with the controllers and everything is probably going to be 7 inches total.
How big was the PSP?
4.5-ish.
Okay.
Maybe 5.
I'm just trying to get
the Vita's about 5.
The Vita's about
okay. The Vita's a 5-inch OLED screen for the original model. LCD for the second, and then you added about 1.2 inches to the Vita, and that's what your screen size is. So roughly a Galaxy S7.
All right, and then it plays in 720p.
Yes, that's the other rumor is that we got 720p on there.
Can't get that crisp 1080.
You can.
Can you?
Yes, when you dock it, it'll upscale to 1080p.
That's pretty cool.
Or at least it will run at a native resolution of 1080p.
The monitor TV you're using.
There's been debate back and forth on whether or not there's actual extra power inside of the dock. My understanding there is some slight power increase, but not.
I'm trying to understand how that would work.
When you dock it, it'll the dock itself has a little bit of power.
I feel like it'd be a laptop where you go from balanced power mode and then power
essentially,
and then it's in whatever it's called.
Yeah, it just downclocks it so that it's like, okay, now you're at 720p, so that the thing doesn't
taking
overheat.
Up less energy and you don't last longer.
Yeah, and then there is supposed to be a capacitive multi-touch screen instead of I think I wrote resistive. Resistive single touch screen. So basically, if you ever touch the DS or 3DS's touchscreen, and you know how it's clicky and sticky and kind of just irritating. Pops or something, and it's not really.
It's kind of like you're just tapping on the table,
and then you try to put 2 inputs down, it won't register. It's only just based on it feels like you're pressing in and then tapping an actual screen behind it.
It's like it's like a mouse pad. Like the clickers on the bottom, you click down.
Actually, a mouse pad would have multi-touch in comparison.
Ooh, okay.
But yeah, it's like the really old PDAs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This will be essentially equivalent to your smartphone, your iPads, tablets, whatever.
Will it be like touch, like finger touch?
Yes.
Okay.
So its capacitive is based on heat from your finger to the device. So you'll be able to just tap, multiple inputs, just like an Android, center tablet. So I'm thinking this is still going to be an Android-based device.
That would make most sense. I'm trying to figure out when you dock it though, like in the videos they show for the trailers, it's they just click it in, then it pops up on the screen. Is that going to be HDMI input?
Yes.
Okay, so the handshake's going to work where the audio instantly goes over.
Yes.
Okay.
So you just pop it in there, and then
so it's gonna it has to have an external power source then, because that's gonna be it's also charging.
Yeah, because it'll charge in there. There's rumors that the devices whatever it plugs into at the bottom when it's actually docked is actually going to be USB 3.0.
Okay, that makes sense.
No, sorry, USB Type C.
Type C?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's like the newer how the lightning cable can be reversed.
Oh yeah,
it's like those, but it's like it's the standard universal version of it that's faster and not Apple.
I'm surprised I haven't heard about that.
Okay, yeah, it's on the newer phones. 2016 really pushed that. You're going to see it more in 2017 phones like the Note 7. If anyone has one still, please return it. But if the Note 7 had it, and the new Google phone has it.
When new Google phone? When does that come out? Did that come out?
It just came out like last week or something.
Good. My contract expires.
Go get one.
I want to get it.
Verizon?
This November. Oh, no, I'm US Cellular. I can't get it.
Go buy it off of Google's website, and it's like...
Can I still get it?
You have to pay like $600. There's like financing, I think.
My contract makes phones cheap. That's why I'm in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like $100.
That sucks. I don't know if they're doing anything else, but yeah.
Cellular. Pick that up.
That phone, if I didn't get an S7 last month or an S7 Edge last month, I would totally go for that Google phone. I was waiting for it, but then it's like the deal for the Samsung is like too good right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't.
Like, I don't know. I wanted to get the Google because I'm kind of over Samsung's. Like,
I am too.
They're pretty much taking over the market. And the reason I bought a Samsung is because they weren't like, Apple is like, oh, get an Android. They're more, unique and whatever. And now it's like they have this hierarchy of Samsungs.
They're also exploding. So
yeah, that too. The Note 7.
I mean, yeah, they're not going to explode for the next version and everything. I get that, but
hopefully.
It's just like you've created a new scare tactic in buying a new phone now, and everybody
on phones on planes they they tell you to turn your phone off. Like you can't have it on.
No, you can't have it off either.
Yeah.
You have to turn. You have to. They won't let you board with the phone anymore because it will.
I saw some posts on Reddit, and I forgot which airport it was. They had a kiosk for Samsung where they would like right next to where you board planes. They had a kiosk where they would replace your Note 7.
Good.
Yeah.
I didn't think they would replace it. I thought it'd be dump your 3D glasses here, and it's just for Note 7.
We'll recycle them. But no, it would take.
Does it transfer my phone number right away?
Take that SIM card, maybe. I don't know how that would work.
They're still being sold in Hong Kong, though.
The Note 7?
Yeah.
Are they not being sold like at all anymore?
Can't sell them. It's not illegal yet. It should be, but it's been removed from the market.
No.
And, every carrier has called them back, and you basically get a free phone of your choice.
You can get like a.
You can't get anything more expensive because that was the most expensive phone.
Yeah, that's pretty. But on the price scale.
And then like Samsung is giving you like $100 if you stay with them, like buying an S7, and it's like
here's $100. Good luck.
Yeah, but my hand's gone.
Like cover the medical expenses? Nah, we gave you $100. That's all you need. I mean, that makes sense to me, right? But
no.
I don't know. Whenever I get phones, I usually just go with the normal size. So I probably just get the regular S7.
There's a Pixel XL and a Pixel, so I mean
Pixel?
Yeah, that's what the Google.
Oh, the Google, yeah, Google Pixel.
Google Pixel, and it looks pretty good.
They made a statement that they were trying to take. They said something about Samsung like trying to control the market, and that's why they were like pushing for this phone to come out because they're like, we want to show that Samsung can't like be the only Android because Android's supposed to be all types of phones. Mm-hmm. Like HTC, well, I don't really know if they make phones.
HTC is the manufacturer of this phone.
Really? Of the Pixel?
Yeah, I thought Google would finally like.
They got the Vive. They got the Pixel.
Let me double check that.
Dude, their stocks are gonna go up.
Yeah.
Really?
HTC was the manufacturer of the Google Pixel and Pixel XL.
Is
the best goddamn phone in the world, apparently. Anyway, back to the topic. 720p display on the touchscreen, on the touchscreen, capacitive touch, and it has an IR sensor in the right side of the controller that can break out, and then you can point it at the screen.
What?
Like the Wii remote.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but only the right side has that.
What? Lefties, you're out of luck.
Yeah.
That's. Wait, is there a sensor on top of the Switch to receive that?
No, it's the. It would be the bottom.
Oh.
Because of the way that the Switch controllers go in.
Okay.
So you would take your right hand controller, pop it out, and then when you pop it out, you flip it, 180 degrees, and suddenly it's like a TV remote again. You can point at the screen. But that's only to emulate touchscreen or replace touchscreen in the case that, you are using it docked, you can then point at the screen instead and press the A button or something to replace the touch function. I don't know.
So when you dock it, do you just have the two handles? Like,
well, you get the controller too. You get the.
Oh, okay.
You get a few things. You get what we called the doggy style controller last week, which did you see the memes at all for the?
No, I have not. Okay. Surprisingly, can't find the proper meme. Oh my god! Okay,
it looks like a dog.
I remember.
So it looks like a dog. That's what we call the dog style around here, doggy style.
That's awesome.
Which somebody turned into a plushie this week.
No,
that meme got turned into a plushie, and I want 20 of them.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
So there's a plushie dog of the Nintendo and Switch controller in doggy style
with
mode.
The tongue sticking out and everything. That's amazing.
Yes. So then you can also break out the controllers, and apparently I missed this in the trailer, but you can hold them kind of like the Wii Remote and the Nunchuck too.
Yeah.
So you don't.
That's what I was wondering, because I saw in the trailer that she took them off. And I was like, oh.
The guy in the plane was holding it like that too, and it's like I saw it when you can do the Wii Remote on the side style. Mm-hmm. I didn't see that you could hold them without that dog controller piece. Yeah. But the dog controller piece is just like a grip, so that you
like a regular.
It
controller.
Might be extra battery because there is a actual plastic piece with something inside of it for the middle piece of that dog style. But you've got that. You've got the Pro controller, which is going to be like the Wii U Pro controller, and it's probably going to run on a battery that will last 50 hours.
Lithium-ion batteries.
It's amazing how Nintendo knows how to make batteries for controllers, and everyone else is like, you got about 6 hours.
Yeah, like Xbox, PS4. You just, throw it in a charging port. You'll be good.
Yeah. So, it has you can take one of the controllers and point at the screen. The rest of them are just going to be standard controllers, which, fine.
I mean, it's not a big deal unless you're left-handed or you have a preference.
This could become more of the first few Switch games will use the pointer, and by the first few I mean 3 of them around launch will use it, and then everyone will forget it exists. And
especially with shooters and stuff, shooter games.
They're going to
why would you use
the standard controller?
Yeah, you wouldn't need it.
I mean, I don't know if you can mandate which controller styles you have to use, the Wii. The Wii Remote, you had to use the Nunchuck, so I'm pretty sure you have. I mean, okay, you've got the tablet style, so that's fine.
How multiplayer intensive do you think this console is going to be compared to
locally better? Nintendo's also been said this week to have been investing into esports.
What?
And are shopping around right now.
Really?
So,
guess what?
Splatoon. Is going to go to the next level.
No. That game
all of the dank memes on Miiverse.
That game is
so
Splatoon.
Silly. All of the deviant art posts. It's all going down.
It's going to be so bad.
It's for real. You're going to have the greatest Splatfest event ever.
Oh, the way you said that.
There actually is going to be
so bad.
There's a Wii U tournament going on for Splatoon next week or something.
Here?
No, Nintendo
really?
sponsored tournament.
Where?
I don't know, the internet
somewhere.
Go look it up. But I heard they're doing something with Splatoon, and it's why you killed that earlier this summer. Why do you want it back now?
You get the traction going.
They also showed a chart that Splatoon was the second best selling game on the Wii U.
Really?
Or I think it's maybe not non-bundled, but one of the best-selling Wii U games. The first one is Smash Brothers.
Of course, it's got to be Smash.
It got close to Smash.
That's pretty hard in the Nintendo universe. If you can get close to Smash,
they're not even in Smash Brothers. They
will be the next one. They're coming to the next one.
They're not there. Watch as they just replace the ice climbers.
They will.
They're just a clone of ice climbers. And they're like, here you go.
Exactly.
Who are the ice climbers? You get Splatoon kids.
See, everyone know that then.
You get Splatoon boy
there's no more
girl.
ice climber games. I don't think.
Could they just give skins for like DLC?
Oh my god, that'd be amazing. Ice climber skins. Like add new ice climber skins.
Yeah,
and be like,
just give them winter outfits and just like here, because they let you change hair. They're gonna let you do more to the suits. Probably you can change your pants. Apparently, people pointed that out. You can. I didn't know you couldn't change pants. I guess you can't. I don't know.
In what, Smash?
No, in actual Splatoon, you can change you can't change your pants right now. But in the trailer that they showed, like people were noting like the hairstyles are different. There's new maps. Apparently, the pants are different.
Whoa!
I could be wrong. They might have already had pants as an option, but I don't think they did. I think they had shirts, and whatever covers the shirt can also be part of the costume. Therefore, they don't have to make pants. But pants is a great addition.
It is, man. Gotta get those complete outfits. You can't just have the top. You gotta mix and match. That's how it works. Style. So are you gonna be getting the Switch?
Yes. I'm not sure about getting. I don't know. I kind of like Splatoon. I kind of wasn't that big into it. Like, the timing of it just wasn't right.
Is Splatoon's coming to Switch?
Yes, that's what they showed in the trailer.
Okay, so is that gonna be one of the launch games, bundle games?
That's the thing. They're saying that they're hinting that it might not actually be the full release or a fully new release. It would be the same game but with DLC coming. So they might do a season 2 of Splatoon and revive it. So then the Wii U gets it as DLC, whereas you get the full bundle if you just buy the Switch version.
Wonder if the graphics are going to be different from the Switch to Wii U.
I think it runs at 1080p right now.
Oh, does it? Okay.
I think so.
Is there going to be a new Smash?
I think it's going to be the same thing as Splatoon, same game.
No.
Why not?
Because there needs to be a new. There's always
just
a new
add
Smash.
Characters. They already have the perfect Smash.
They have a ton of characters.
They have the perfect Smash. What are you gonna do to make it better? Just add characters. I think what they should do is they should take every map in the 3DS game, and then put it into the Switch version, and then put every map from the Wii U
That'd be
game
crazy.
And put it in the Switch version. Suddenly you go from like having
just get the final
70 maps in one version to like having the full 100 plus the alternative
fields
with an alternative like Final Destination mode for every single map.
See, that's going to be your whole 128 gigabytes right there, that one game.
3D models don't take up that much space, but they'll find a way. They'll find some way. But yeah, the 128 gigabytes, let's talk about that.
That is such an issue. I was saying is that I feel like it's going to be like 128, and the closer they get to launch, they're going to be like, well, you were talking about that they're going to come out with like a 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte.
Well, there's 1 terabyte and 2 terabyte. Well, I don't know about 1 terabyte, but there's 2 terabyte SD card readers or micro SD card readers that are inside of like, Samsung phones and most smartphones that have.
I feel like when it gets closer, they're going to be like, hey, this is on the side. If you want to buy it, it's going to be like, the Xbox, like when the Xbox 360 came out, it was like, here's a 4 gigabyte hard drive, or you can get the 500 gigabyte for like a lot more money.
I think it was 120, or no, 60 gigs.
60 gigs.
60. It was.
I think there was a 4 gigabyte.
There was a no gigabyte one.
Yeah.
There was no gigabyte at launch for $300, and then there was a $400 one, Pro Edition, and that came with 60 gigs. And then they came out with the Elite for like $500, and it was like 120 gigs.
So I feel like that's what like they're gonna have different. I feel like there's gonna be different bundles. Like they're gonna be like 128. That's like the base one, costs this much, and that's what they're gonna advertise. And then they're like, or you could get 1 terabyte for some odd amount of money more.
I don't think they'll do that because right now they advertise that the 3DS is like capable of, I think, 32 gigs maximum. But I have a 64 gig card in it.
Now here's another question. Do you think you'll be able to get in and replace the micro SD card?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
That's what the point of it is.
Okay, I was making sure.
Yeah.
I didn't.
They're not going to give you an SD card.
Yeah, I was about.
It would just be up to 128, so that you can only pop it in 128 gigabyte maximum. It's only looking at the capacity. You can put it. You don't have to put an SD card in there.
You're gonna have like a little packet where you just have a bunch of different memory cards. Once a bunch of different games come out.
See, you would think that would be the solution to the Vita, but if you do that with the Vita, which has proprietary memory cards, not just standard micro SD cards, because Sony wanted to make sure they could control the system and not get hacked again like the PSP. So they made a proprietary one, and it's an issue of how much memory is out there. But they, if you were to swap out the memory on a Vita, say you want to go from, you have a 16 and a 32, and you want to swap between those because you have different games and different cards, that'll work. But your folders are controlled by the system itself, and the system and the handshaking of the SD card. So once that pops out, that memory card goes away. You lose all your folder organization.
That's kind
so if you have a Final Fantasy folder, tough.
Yeah, it's kind of backwards. Holy crap!
It's like you would think everything should be fine, but no. Once you swap those around, you can't. You lose your organization. So it's like, that's like half the point of having different memory cards. I can organize these differently. It's like, so this is A through F, and then this is,
and then they're like, never mind, that's all gone.
Doesn't work. So maybe Nintendo will have some issues with that. I mean, they haven't so far, so I'll give them credit with that. But I mean, we're looking at a 128 gigabyte capacity. I'm gonna have to get some SD cards, and they're micro SD cards for a portable. This is not going to be fun. I'm just hoping that they're saying 128 gigabyte only to be safe, but it can really go up to whatever it wants, as so long as it doesn't kill the system.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad point right there. Just in case, it ruins everything.
Because I mean,
corrupts all your data.
You can go and buy them, and as the time goes on, I mean, they did add an SD card update to the Wii. And then suddenly, your SD card went from only supporting 2 gigabytes to SDHC, so high capacity. And I think XC was also, I don't know what XC stood for. I think either extreme or extra capacity. So right now they're going to have to support, ridiculous amounts of memory to begin with.
Yeah.
Then they're going to start adding more and more ridiculous as they start actually going to stores. Because right now, I could go out, get a 256 gigabyte micro SD card for my Nintendo Switch, and it might not work according to this rumor.
Ooh. That'd be pretty. That'd be a waste of money.
With the way that games are, I mean, Modern Warfare Remastered is like 40 gigabytes or 50 gigabytes or something like that.
Really?
So what happened? Skyrim, I think, is around that 40, 50 gigabyte range as well. What does this mean when I buy the eShop version of Skyrim? Does it just disappear? Does it take up half of my SD card at, some 60 gigabytes that it wants to consume, and then
you're like, all right, well, I can put like one more game on there.
I can put 2 games on I can buy 2 games from the eShop? That seems wrong.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I mean, granted, Nintendo compresses their games to the point where Mario Kart is like 3 gigabytes. And it's one of the most beautiful games you'll ever see.
That's why when Titanfall came out, it was such a big game, because they didn't compress the audio files.
Yes, and they had all the languages.
It was like, oh my God, how could you do this? I went to download it. I'm like, you can't be serious. This isn't like GTA. I'm like, I know this game isn't that big.
I mean, World of Warcraft is like a couple hundred gigabytes to download.
That's different. That's very different.
It's a bigger game. That's a world there.
Yeah, it's a world. It's a whole different world.
But I mean, I think Overwatch is like around the 50 gig.
Yeah.
With all those patches.
I had it on my... No, I still have it on my SSD. And
no. I'm sorry. RIP.
Yeah, no, it's like a 128 SSD, but it's like the only one. It's the only game I have on it because it's
it's
a big game.
So big.
I wanted one game to have that, that little extra response time, so I put it on
I still want Overwatch for the Switch. I think that would be
crazy. I don't know how that would go, though, especially...
Why not?
Wait, but what platform? Would it just be Switch? Just Switch only?
That's how consoles are.
I feel like...
I could see Switch and the PlayStation version playing together.
I was about to say, I don't know. I feel like PC would kind of dominate if they put it on the same...
They don't let you cross-platform them anyway.
No.
You can play with a controller on PC. You shouldn't.
No, you should not.
But you can. But they will not let you play against console players because the console version of Overwatch is different than the PC version. There's different nerfs and different buffs for all the characters. So some characters absolutely suck. I wish I could name one that has a difference. But there are some characters that are absolutely better on the PlayStation version compared to the PC version.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't it Torbjorn? He got a buff for the PS4 like
Torbjorn
a month ago.
got...
Was it nerfed?
It was nerfed because he was too good.
Oh yeah, they had to do that because people do 6-man teams as just Torbjorns and just destroy.
Yes, and he was too hard on the PlayStation version and Xbox version, so they nerfed him. They also had issues where Anna at launch managed to crash the Xbox version.
What? Oh my god.
The Xbox version was crashing because of Anna or something, or one of the characters. But basically, if they were to do the Switch version, it would just be the console version as you know it today.
Yep.
But it'd be on that 720p screen.
It'd be pretty cool. I think that'd be a great idea.
I mean, I could go to a coffee shop on a lunch break or something and get in a match of Overwatch, and suddenly I'm just having a good time.
Or getting super pissed off.
I can be Torbjorn, drink my coffee, and
just sit and
alt. I won't have to lug my oversized gaming laptop to Starbucks and disturb everyone as Bastion starts tooting his horn. I can drink my coffee and play, and
that would be pretty cool. I think if they managed to get Overwatch on there, that would be a lot. There'd be a lot of sales then, because that's.
But will Blizzard actually?
No, they will not.
But we could find out at BlizzCon next week.
Oh,
the segue.
Aren't you going to that?
I'm going to BlizzCon next week, and I'm going to be covering that. So hopefully, when I send content through Google Drive, somebody on the other end at 2 a.m. could probably just make those videos really quick.
Right.
Because I'm all the way out of California. I did my end of this.
That's awesome. What's going to be all happening at BlizzCon?
We got a few
at least stuff that's
press
known.
Conferences to go to. Day 1 is primarily press conference. Day 2 has some more. But I know I don't care about StarCraft, and I could not tell you a single thing that's happening in StarCraft.
Isn't there a...
So I can't report that as well. I will, try to give you what's going on. If suddenly there's a StarCraft uprising at the convention, or an uprising because whatever they're doing is terrible, and they want to start killing the creators because the nerds are there, they're ready to go attack. Yeah. I will report on that attack. I will not report on what the hell the attack was for. I think we now understand my understanding of that.
That's StarCraft players, so very intense.
Yeah, if we will have some coverage primarily on Overwatch, because let's face it, that's not the easiest one to cover, but the easiest one to cover for me in terms of this is what they're adding, this is what they're doing. They've got some, they'll have news for just about every game they have. Diablo.
Get to see all the cosplayers walking around too.
That's gonna be weird. That's gonna be weird because you'll have this really detailed, Bastion fully. Full tank mode and everything, can transform, does whatever, and then you get this guy with cardboard.
Yes, I would love the cardboard.
As he's got his arm out to be the little gun.
The bird, and then have a little stuff.
The bird is cardboard.
Beanie Baby bird.
Just the other guy's got an animatronic, and he's all whatever. But this guy's got cardboard.
Hey, I'd do that, man. Just staple a Beanie Baby on your arm and just walk around?
It's the wrong color. Your belts only had 3 loops. Now you've got 4.
I feel like there's gonna be a bunch of soldiers walking around.
We're all soldiers
now.
No. What's the easiest thing in Overwatch to cosplay as?
Well, okay, the hard part is the jacket because you got to get that 76.
I've seen cosplays at anime conventions. They probably for soldier.
They're
not that. There's some really bad ones and some really good ones. You can get whatever you want.
I saw one at I forgot what con it was. It was a couple weeks ago. Somebody had a Reinhardt cosplay, but it was like full size. Like that guy was like 7 foot tall walking around.
I have seen full size not Master Chief, but Blue Spartan outfits at local cons.
Really?
At anime convention, there's a guy with a full Halo Blue Spartan outfit, and he walks around. The thing lights up.
Oh my god!
He's got the energy sword, and that lights up. It was more of a prop than anything. But the whole thing, it's made out of I don't know, some sort of metal. He's pretty much, he goes there, and I don't think, or she, I don't know who's in the suit. We've never seen the face of Master Chief.
What model? What model was it?
Probably Halo 3, 4, one of them.
Standard Master Chief model.
Well, it was blue. It was the Blue Spartan.
But it was the Master Chief model.
That's some differences from the Spartan.
The Mark IV. Was it? No, Mark IV is the.
That's an Iron Man suit. I don't know.
No, it's the Mark IV. That's the one from Halo 1, and then the Mark V. I think.
Okay, no, I don't follow.
The Mark
Halo
6 is the Mark 6 is the one from 3 up. That's what it was.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, BlizzCon.
Yeah, so. BlizzCon. So yeah, there's gonna be ridiculous cosplay. We've got like I said, we'll try to cover as much as we can. I don't know what I can and cannot record. I'm gonna guess I can't. I have
everything.
I have no purpose to record the press conference itself because that's online already. Plus, you have to buy to get into that. You have to buy a virtual pass to watch their live stream.
Just buy some recording goggles. No, I'm kidding. You'll probably get. We couldn't put that on our channel anyway. It would get copyright.
I could get some. I could probably find somebody selling their Google Glass and just live stream myself.
And they're like, "Hey, what are those?"
Just somehow code a Twitch app and just "Hey guys, we're at BlizzCon with my Google glasses. I have a glowing red dot above my eye.
Just tape over it.
They can't see.
Just put tape over it. No,
it's so they can't monitor me.
They can. You just need to listen. We don't need video. You just got say the name of the person each time they start talking.
You just hear Reinhardt screaming. But they're gonna have the finals for all of their games. So they're going to have their Heroes of the Storm final, Overwatch finals, which I want to watch the Overwatch finals. Not that I'm actively following it, but I want to see who wins. They've got some World of Warcraft finals for their PvP, maybe raid. I don't remember. Don't quote me on this. I don't know what is esports viable for anything beyond PvP and WoW. They've got Hearthstone finals.
Hearthstone.
Yeah, you get some Hearthstone. You got. I think Diablo has some tournaments. I don't know how you do a Diablo tournament.
I don't know.
There's some PvP in that.
The only Blizzard game I play is Overwatch because it's that fun PvP game to me.
But yeah, there's been lots of hints that Diablo 4 might be announced.
Ooh.
So
that'd cause a pretty big stir.
Pretty bad considering there's only one expansion for Diablo 3, and everyone hates Diablo 3.
Really?
I don't know.
Everyone, I know there's. Whenever I talk to people, if it's Diablo, it's always Diablo 2. I never hear anything about.
Okay.
At least for my friends.
Diablo. The issue of my understanding of what I've heard with Diablo 3's issue, and I'm going to briefly summarize it because I do not actually know what the direct issues are, is the way that they've distributed their you basically are just grinding mindlessly to get your, I'm going to use a WoW term, item level, essentially, or your gear level. Yeah. Because you don't just level up, your gear also has stats.
Your
gears have levels. So you're just constantly grinding for better gear so you can get better gear. So you can get better gear. So you can get better gear.
It's grinds. It's just
and it's pretty much doing the same exact challenges over and over and over and over and over again.
Oh,
they're the only ones
the copy and paste
that give you the actual. Now, granted, Diablo has the randomly generated, dungeon layout, but it's it still has the same theme.
I was about to say it's
gonna
be
the same boss.
Yeah, same look, just different corridors and tunnels.
Yeah.
Maybe some different, like, scenery, like, a little bit, but...
I think that it might be time to ignore the Diablo 3 second expansion. However, I probably would understand why they would make the second expansion. I've also heard rumors that StarCraft is getting a StarCraft 1 HD remake, and that they're going to be
StarCraft 1?
Yes, the original StarCraft. So
what?
Yes, there was one before StarCraft 2. Surprising.
Yeah, I know, right? What did they?
When did that one come out? Before StarCraft 2. Around the year 1990.
Was it that? Was that long ago? Oh my god.
Oh yeah, it was. There was a very long wait for StarCraft 2. That's why everyone in the world told you StarCraft 2 is coming.
Like, don't get it. StarCraft.
And there's probably going to be some Overwatch characters.
What is it? Sombra? Have you not heard about that?
I know.
Yeah, okay.
Who?
That's gonna. I bet you. I bet you anything.
What's gonna probably happen is someone's gonna hack another character, not hack another character, but like dig around. Yep. They're going to think, "Oh God, we found a picture." Which there was a picture of Sombra supposedly on the internet, like that got leaked. I'm using air quotes.
Thank you.
For our valuable listeners who are still with us. So Sombra supposedly got leaked, but I don't know if it was confirmed or denied. It kind of just went away.
There's so much, like, I think Blizzard is just messing with people at this point.
I think what they'll do,
they're just putting in random code lines.
Is we'll see that character, that girl that got leaked, and then they'll do the same thing they did with Anna, and her name is not Sombra.
No.
And we hear nothing about Sombra the entire event.
That would be horrible.
I want them to keep going with this. Like, I never want them to show off Sombra.
She's just going to pop up one day in your updates.
No, never. There never was a Sombra. That is just a
there needs to be.
No, it is just a little ploy, a little name that gets you think that there's a character coming named Sombra. But
it's going to be Doomfist.
Doomfist, yeah, Doomfist has been confirmed, I think.
Has he? I saw a few, like, game theory stuff on it.
Yeah, not confirmed, but he exists.
There's very good. It's a good possibility.
There are 3 Doomfists, and one of them is still out there.
Silhouetted.
At least confirmed to be out there. There could be 2.
Well, yeah, because in Numbani, yeah,
there's posters.
And then if you listen, they were talking about the Doomfist person.
Well, in the first trailer that they talked about Doomfist, and that was the gauntlet that they were trying to steal.
And
so
like, nah,
is he good? But there's a good guy, there's a bad guy, there might be a neutral one, or whatever the actual one we get to play as is going to be the real one or the current one. So is he good? Is he bad? Why is
doesn't matter because they all just kind of shoot at each other anyway.
I mean, somebody's got to be in charge of Blackwatch. Who's in charge of that? This is why they need single player content. Right? I want to know this story.
It's so annoying. Everything is like, oh hey,
it's such a cool story.
I'm Reaper. I
am on the point.
I hate Overwatch. Why are you fighting with us?
Why are you with Tracer?
Yeah, like, I love seeing the comics on it. Like,
why are you guys fighting? Like, why are you fighting?
It's like, no. But yeah, that's what I always find funny. It's like there's no story, so it's like just fight each other.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a fun week. Well, weekend, really. Yeah. And then 1 month after that, which this is cutting ahead, I'm gonna be at PlayStation Experience, which is going to be apparently a lot bigger because they said today that Sony is going to be offering a discount on the Video Game Awards, which is earlier that week on Monday Saturday. The Saturday before or the Sunday before, one of the two. I think it's Saturday before. It's like December 1st. December 1st of VGAs. Then you've got PlayStation Experience the following weekend. If you have a ticket, which I do, for PlayStation Experience, you can pay just $10 to get Sony to discount you into VGAs, which I would love to attend, but
that would be pretty sick. But it's also
it's too much money, guys, to fly out there. It's too much.
You can't afford that.
I can't just go to California for 1 weekend for only one night event. That's too much, but I would if I could.
If you had the money.
Hotels are expensive.
Gonna try PlayStation VR while you're down there?
I mean, you can go to Best Buy and do that.
True. Yeah. But there might be.
I did it last year.
But there might be different games, like,
Sly Cooper?
I've not heard of that one.
Please do Sly Cooper VR. Can they do Uncharted? No, Uncharted VR would just be wrong. But no. Naughty Dog said they are working with VR.
People just fall over trying to grab onto,
Oh, God,
cliffs.
you'd have to climb.
Yeah.
In Uncharted VR.
You see that video of that kid playing the Oculus Touch?
No.
Oh, he was trying to climb up a virtual, mountain, and he missed one hand, and instead, in the game, he falls down like a character, but this guy literally goes plank and just falls flat on his face, and, the person came over, are you okay? He's like, oh, my God. He got that.
The kid fell over?
He literally, stood strapped, he was grabbing, he had his hands up, and as soon as he missed, his arm dropped as if he really missed.
And he lost his balance and just fell?
It wasn't even, he lost his balance, but it was more he literally thought he was falling, so he, fell forward and hit the ground.
I mean,
face first.
Sony did a little stunt, a PR stunt, where if you saw some early screenings of The Wire, or I think it's called The Wire. No, The Walk, which was that movie they put out where it looks like Marty McFly is about to walk across the World Trade Centers on a wire.
Really?
And the guy has essentially the Marty McFly outfit.
No way.
He looks like Marty McFly.
The Nike mag
and
too?
Here's what makes it better: the director of Back to the Future did that film.
No.
Or producer or something.
That's amazing.
Somebody tied it Back to the Future, and he looks like Marty McFly. It's just this is weird. Somebody tried to make a conspiracy theory out of that. But they did this outside the theater event where they had a PlayStation VR and they had that movie playing, and you had to mimic what he was doing as he's walking around this tightrope, and you're on a board, a wood plank.
Yeah.
And you're just holding something, just like he is in the movie. Outside of the theater, but you're on there's no way to fall.
That's a bit.
You hear wind. You hear stuff blowing at you. You see I think birds flying at you.
Did they make with that reminds me of I forgot what it was called. There's a game on HTC Vive where it's whatever is walk, plank walk. And people would take a block of wood.
Yeah, that's what they did.
That's what they did?
Yes.
Yes, that's perfect. Because it feels because you don't know the ground's right there. But you don't see it. So it's you're just walking on that plank and you're like, oh, God.
Yeah, they did that. They did that outside of a theater and made people wear PlayStation VR headsets.
That's amazing.
And just you guys.
That's awesome.
Why you do this?
That's awesome. Come on. You wouldn't do that?
I'm going to go buy
a
plank of wood now and go walk across it with my vision screwed up like that.
Mm-hmm.
And headphones.
Yeah.
Playing the wind. And
somebody take a big fan outside and just set it up.
Oh, God. I think they did that too.
That's awesome. Yes, that's what
they do that in Japanese arcades. There are Japanese VR arcades, and that's where VR is really booming. Yes. Dedicated arcades where it's just pretty much here's a giant playground.
Japan gets all the cool stuff.
These are amusement rides practically. But they get mech games where you're in a mech that's arcade machine, the full rig, and you've got all the controls in front of you, and they're multiplayer VR games that are linked to other VR units in the room, and it's just Japan, why?
I saw one, it was on Facebook, for the HTC Vive. Will.i.am was doing it was a hydraulic turret. You sit in, you have your headset on, you strapped in, and you're sitting in just a chair, but it's connected to it's a ball, like a big ball where your hands go inside of, and it's like a sphere. You're basically half in the sphere.
Okay.
And then you put your hands. It's like a turret, in it can relate to Star Wars, Han Solo's Captain Falcon turret. It's like that. It moves and it moves when you turn your head and stuff. It moves you around and up and down. It's crazy.
Oh, God.
That would be intense, in my opinion.
There's no VR games.
There is none. I'm getting so mad. I'm Serious Sam VR released last week. But it's the same as every other VR shooter. You just stand there and shoot the things that come to you. I just want something good to come out for the Vive. That's like the Fallout 4 VR and comes out in 2017.
I still haven't bought one. I was going to buy a PlayStation VR, and I'm like, no.
You need a... Is the PlayStation VR work with the regular PlayStations?
Yes. Yep. It's going to be enhanced by the PlayStation 4 Pro, but
yep, that's what I was wondering.
I mean, right now I'm kind of like on the fence on a Pro right now, and I was going to buy a Pro, and it's just like I don't know if I need this right now because I've been playing my PC like crazy, and the last time I really wanted to play a PlayStation game, it was Uncharted. And that was the last, and that was halfway through this year. Nothing has really come out that wasn't on PC so far.
Yeah.
It's just like, there's some...
Onward. That was like the best shooter that came out for the Vive, in my opinion.
Okay, yeah.
Because, I mean, that one was really good out of like all the multiplayer games for the Vive, but that and Rec Room. But Rec Room's more like casual.
Well, it doesn't help that you go into a Walmart or a, I think even Walgreens are doing this, and Target. They're selling these $10 VR
oh, no, those are the
headsets.
Worst.
And
my
it's just like,
one.
Put your phone in it, and it's like, oh, great. I wonder what this is.
My roommate's...
Use your gyroscope inside of your phone.
It's the worst. My roommate's girlfriend had the... Gear for the Samsung. She's like, oh, it's like the Gear, and I'm like, no, not even close. And then she played it, and she fell over into my wall twice, and I'm like, okay, you're done playing this before you break my stuff. Yeah, because she went to lean up against a wall in Job Simulator, and the wall was actually like 2 feet away from her still, and she just fell, and her like half her body hit the wall, and I was like, nope, okay, you're done playing.
Oh my god,
like, this costs some. I mean, it's built like tanks, but I don't want it broken still.
This is exactly what's going to kill VR. There's going to be these stupid, dinky $10 headsets that don't work, and it's going to be like, this is the same thing, trust me. Yeah. I'm a doctor. And people are going to try this, and they're going to absolutely ruin their experience and never want to touch a VR headset again. And then you'll have the casual audience who are supposed to be the ones that will push this further.
Yep.
To just go away from it. And then they'll be like, why would I pay $400 for a PlayStation 1 when I could get it for $10 for my phone?
Yeah.
It's just like, there's a very significant reason why this is happening. But what they need to do is they need to get a reason to get a VR for your phone, to get a VR for... PlayStation for HTC Vive. I don't know if Oculus is actually going to be viable in a few weeks, practically. But
if the touch takes off, maybe. But
there's more issues than just the touch coming out.
Did you see that? I don't know if you saw this, but with the Vive, they actually have new controllers that are going to come out soon.
No,
not soon, but like in the future, they're going to be controllers that wrap around your wrist, and then the controller itself rests like. It's like a solid. It rests where your hand would clutch, like where you clutch your hand, like it'll be right there. Like so like your hand can be open. Yeah, it's pretty lightweight, so like it can just hang there when you're not holding it. So when you actually go to grab something in game, when you grab it, that's like pulling the trigger.
Did you play Watch Dogs?
No.
Did you see the cane that he has? That he just in the first Watch Dogs game, you get this cane. As his melee weapon, it just like it'll. I guess he clicks it in and it just expands out and he smacks people with
awesome.
it, and then it clicks back in. Is it that?
No, it doesn't. It's just a small like in your hand thing. So like, yeah, it's just like around your wrist, and then it has like a strong like bar just to hold it. Like say it's just sitting where your hand would be if you held a fist.
Yeah.
So if you actually go to grab something in-game, it's like it gives you that physical response. Like you're actually grabbing something.
Does it like vibrate? And
yeah. Even the controllers right now vibrate.
Right. So it'll just give you some feedback to whatever you're grabbing.
It'll give you more. It'll be more immersive is what they're going for.
Good. Yeah. How much does it cost?
I don't know.
$150.
The regular controllers right now cost $130
per pull.
$130 per regular controller right now. So,
wait, how much?
For a regular Vive controller, $130. Just one.
Oh my
God. $130.
You need two.
Because of all this. Yeah, you need two. But I mean, I have both. I broke both, but
what?
I broke them, but I fixed them. Like I had to void the warranty, but I went into them and because I smashed them. I literally the wrist straps on the ones they give you have to replace because they're so weak. I was playing dodgeball
on there?
And it came off my wrist because it came off my hand and I had the wrist straps on.
And it broke your dog.
No, the wrist straps broke, like just snapped. Like I heard it, and all of a sudden I hear bam, 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 and I'm like, oh no.
Ooh. I take off the headset.
I take off the headset.
The whole room is in flames. It's over.
Pretty much is how it felt. I did that to the first one. I'm like, okay, I fixed it. The vibration doesn't work anymore. Whatever, it still works. It tracks.
Is that half of it?
Yeah, I know it's annoying. I'm really salty about it, but I did it to the other one. Same thing.
No,
I did it, and that time it was a thumb pad broke off instead of like, and I actually got it to work again.
Is this room that we're in, which is not that big, not that small, is this like big enough to play? Yeah. Actually, it's pretty small. Is this big enough to play?
Yeah, if you move the chairs to the corners, yeah, you'd have enough room.
Oh, wow.
My room's like probably, my room's not 6 foot. It's like 10 feet. 11 feet by 11 feet is what my room is, and that's like a lot. That's like a decent amount of space.
Okay.
Especially a lot of games you can move around in, so it's not like you're just standing still.
Okay. I think we've run this into... Okay. So should we just do closing statements?
Yeah.
Okay. And with that, I think we're going to end it about here. I was Cody Castona.
This is Heath Eisen.
And we're signing off for this week. See you next episode.